mistake last night. Maybe I can make it right. Sit down close to baby, we can talk about it. No need to be mad. Hate to see you sad. Yes, I know I'm crazy, crazy about you, crazy about you.
I know I'm afraid sometimes. I know I get drunk sometimes.
Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you've never watched before, my name's Lexi. Today's video is going to be a lot different than what it usually is. I generally do makeup.
I'm not sure what to do with my hands.
Tutorials and all that
Be good
good
just
stuff.
hold them down by your
But
side.
today I am doing my experience at reception in the Army. So I recently joined, in October, I joined the Army Reserves, and I shipped out 2 weeks after I signed, which is crazy, to Fort Jackson. And from there, I'm now at Fort Lee at AIT. I'm going into my 4th week. So obviously I don't have a lot of time in, so I can't, give you all the experience in the world. But I will go ahead and try to help everyone out if you are thinking about joining, or if you've already signed and you're going to be leaving for basic soon. If there's any questions or any specific videos that anyone wants to see, please just let me know. I'd be happy to do it. Our weekends here, we have a lot of free time, so I've been pretty bored. We just got our phones back though, so that's why I'm just now uploading. I know in my last video I said that I was going to upload over VBL, which was our victory block leave. It was our leave for Christmas, and I planned on videoing, but before we left, for whatever reason, the drill sergeants were like, don't go home and get on YouTube and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, well, they probably wouldn't find my videos anyways, but I didn't want to take any chance. So here I am. So yeah, this video is going to be about my experience at reception, which, if you don't know what reception is, because I didn't know that reception was even a thing, reception is going to be where you go before you actually arrive at basic training. Generally, you spend about a week here, and it's where you get all of your medical exams done, and you get your processing, you are issued your uniforms, and all that good stuff. So if you want to hear more about my experience at reception, please just keep on. All right, this is my friend Meyer.
Hey.
We were at basic together. We were in the same company, and now we are at AIT together. Our rooms are right next to each other. And then in the background, you might see, this is my roommate, King. And then Taylor. All right, so I wanted to make a video about reception because there were no videos about reception whenever I was going to basic. I didn't even, did you know reception was a thing? I
No,
literally did not
I
know
had
that
no
reception was a thing. I was thinking okay, we get off the plane, they're gonna take us right to basic, and we're just gonna stay there. But you go to reception first, and depending on when your actual basic starts, you could be there from anywhere to a couple days to a couple weeks. You might be a holdover, which means if something medical is going on with you, if they need more records, or then they might keep you there for a couple weeks, and then you'll have to ship out with a different group instead of shipping out with the group that you're supposed to. How long were you there for that happened?
A week.
Okay, so
Reception
yeah,
was so boring.
I was there for a week too, and we went to Fort Jackson. So the reception that we went to was 120th, and then by the time we got to basic, our battalion was 360th. So, and I was, what company were you? I was Alpha Company in reception.
I was Bravo.
So I was supposed to be Delta Company at Fort Jackson at basic training, but I got switched over last minute. We were literally about to get on the bus, and they're like, okay, you're Echo now, which I was really happy about because Delta ended up being really, really bad. They got smoked all the time. So I'm really, really thankful that I ended up with Echo. But anyway, so I have a list that I actually made at reception, so it's kind of all over the place, and I might not even know what half of this is, because this was how many weeks ago?
October?
Yeah, October
So
30th is whenever we
October,
were.
November, December, January. It's almost 5 months.
It's been a long time, so I'm gonna kind of refresh on it. First things first, whenever you get to the airport, do not miss your flight. Do not miss your flight. This Meyer had how many layovers?
Okay, so I get to my first airport at noon. My flight's at 4. So then we had a layover for maintenance, and then we had another layover due to weather. And then next thing you know, Dallas airport is completely shut down for tornadoes. So
she had to go home and retell everyone bye and be all sad and stuff
awful.
Again. So yeah, just try. If that happens, you can't help it. There's nothing you can do about canceled flights or layovers, but just don't miss your flight, because then you'll have to.
Possibly be a holdover.
Sierra 4, Romeo 5, Romeo 7, and 8. If you're going on past me in the FBR.
All right, we're gonna pick up this in a minute. Sorry about that. We got called and we had to go for our pass, which is, this is our first weekend. It's a black pass, so
Not escorted.
talking about about not missing your flight. Like she was saying, you can get recycled if you miss your flight, because if you don't arrive and you don't get to get your shots and everything that you get with your group at reception, then they might put you with the next group coming in, and you might have to wait there a week or a couple of weeks until they actually get there, and then you'll be there with them for their whole week, and then you get to go to basic. So that could put you behind, like, I know people who were at reception for like months. You get on your flight, and you're most likely going to be with people who are going to the same place as you, like traveling from the same place. I had 2 flights. One girl that I was on a flight with, she was on her 4th flight. Like, it's insane. I'm assuming they just book the cheapest flights that they can get. That's just how the military is. So yeah, I only had 2, thankfully, and my flights weren't bad at all. But they give you these meal cards, and you, like, I think the first one was like 23.
12 and one's like 25.
The first one, you're trying to hurry up and spend it. Like, I know they had these guys who literally just wanted to spend the check that they had, so they went and bought a bunch of smoothies and just were giving them out to people. But yeah, so they feed you, so that's cool. Once you get off that flight, whenever you're actually like in South Carolina or wherever you may be going, at least for us, they were just starting to be like waiting. So like we were coming around the corner, and we were thinking like, okay, you know, because they give you instructions, like your recruiter will, or whoever you meet at the airport, they'll give you instruction. They'll be like, oh, like you go around, you know, you find this phone and you call so and they'll come get you. That wasn't the case. So like we walked around and we were like chilling. They had some guy who was on his phone. This girl was texting. Everyone was being loud, talking, coming around the corner. And boom, there's like the first drill sergeant, and we're like,
You're instantly in trouble.
Yeah,
like, first of all, you stand at parade rest when you talk to me. Second of all, I am drill sergeant. You will address me as drill sergeant.
And that's never really sinks in, and you're like, okay, I'm here, like this is happening. So we're in the airport, and it's all these civilians are looking at us. So it's
taking
really
pictures like you're a zoo animal. They're
This
putting
is
you on
so
Snapchat.
so true. They're like walking around, and they're like, what's going on? So, and we're all still in civilian clothes too, so like it's just awkward. So they're all like they have us in this formation, and they just start on you as soon as you get there. Now obviously they're not like smoking you or anything like that at the airport.
I was by myself. I was there all by myself with one drill sergeant, and I was put in a taxi because I was late. So
See, don't miss your flight.
Don't miss your flight.
No, I
because
was
it's so scary.
I was with a big group of people, so it wasn't bad there, but it just, you weren't expecting like, oh, they're already here, like this is now. So then from there, at this point I still don't even really know about reception. Like I'm thinking like, okay, I watched all these videos on YouTube, like how you arrive and this is what happens, blah, 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 but no one ever talks about reception.
No.
So you don't actually go straight to basic. You go to, for me, like we said, was 120th. So we went there, and when you're on the bus, they're like, put your heads down, blah, 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 like they're like capturing you and like holding you hostage, and you can't see where you're going.
Know where you're going.
Yeah, which is so silly because it's like right down the road. Once you get to, you pull up like at 120th or wherever you're going, you pull up at reception, just know they're going to give you like unrealistic time hacks
that you
just
will
to
never be
mess
able
with
to
you.
meet.
Like they're like, you have 30 seconds, or they're like, you have 2 minutes to get
go
off this
to-
bus. And then they're like, get off my bus, 2 minutes. And then literally, I'm not even kidding, 30 seconds, if that goes by, and you're off the bus, and they're like, you didn't meet the time hack. Front lane
Even though
grass
you
position,
did.
move. So like you're already in the front lane grass, which if you don't know, it's a push-up position, and they're already smoking you as soon as you get there. And your civilian clothes with your bag and all that stuff. Which
that happened to me.
Speaking of bag, don't bring a lot of stuff, which that's going to be a whole separate video, but just know that whatever you bring with you, you have to carry.
I say,
We're going to do another video.
okay.
So yeah, you're already getting smoked as soon as you come in. We got there really late, so we didn't get there, I want to say, until like 11:30 at night. And you think, okay, I'll get to go to sleep, and then we'll just do the processing and all that tomorrow. That's not what happens. They bring you straight in to get your uniforms, your PT, not your
the
uniforms, but
BMI thing.
Yeah, to get your PTs. It's just like the black.
It's like
Yes,
a wind.
hers was.
It's like a windbreaker.
Yeah, it's black shirt that says Army in yellow, and then the shorts that match, and then our windbreaker set. So that's what you get, because that's what you're in for the next couple of days. And it's civilian workers, and they are buttholes.
They don't
They
give a
hate you. They really, really hate you. Like, they don't want to be there. They're working on a weekend, because I think we arrived on like a Saturday, and It's 11 o'clock at night, so they are just really, really, really rude. So don't, like, they're like that with everyone. Don't take it personally. Just
If your
get in.
clothes don't fit right, it's fine.
Just
Mine
don't
still
say
won't fit
anything
right.
because that's just what's gonna happen.
I have a 28-inch waist. They gave me 35-inch pants. Like, they are way too big.
After that, you go through like all this processing stuff. Oh, that's what it was. It's like they give you your medical folders and your dental folders and all that stuff. And you have to, they sat us down in this big room and they're like just handing them out, whatever. Well, whoever you sit by, that's pretty much like who you're going to be with. Or to just go down the line like, okay, this many people are going to be in this bay, this many people are going to be in that bay. And then you'll generally end up with those people at basic. That's how it worked for us anyways. It was like totally random. But yeah, so that takes like forever long. We didn't go to bed until like, I want to say like 3 a.m. We only got a couple hours of sleep, and then we had to be up the next morning, and it was miserable.
Basically, shower right before you get on your flight.
Oh yeah, for
Eat.
sure.
Eat right when you get off your flight before you even go find the drill sergeant, because you're not going to be able to eat.
Yeah. Your bay, it's literally just a room of bunk beds, and you have a laundry room. For us, it was like right outside the door, so that was nice. And then you have your bathrooms, which they actually have shower curtains, because once you get to basic, you won't have shower curtains.
Surprise!
So at reception, you get shower curtains. Be thankful, it's a privilege. Like, it sounds so insane, like, oh, we have shower curtains. But yeah,
It's due to high rates of suicide.
it's a thing. Yeah, apparently people
Try to hang themselves.
yeah, with the shower curtains. So definitely bring shower shoes. A lot of you, I've seen a lot of videos that are like, oh, don't bring shower shoes, you'll get them there. You do, but you don't get them for the first couple nights. So if you want to get fungus or whatever on your feet, don't bring shower shoes. But I definitely have my shower shoes. You get, pretty much like try to run in your bay, because whoever, like for us at least, it was like whoever got in there first, we're getting bottom bunks. If not, you're stuck on a top bunk, which you may be stuck on a top bunk at basic anyways, but I got lucky and didn't have to do that. The blankets suck, just so you like, can you see?
They're wool and
Yeah.
green and itchy.
So this is my bed right here. It's a mess, but the material is really, really terrible. You just gotta get used to it, because you're gonna be in that for a while. What else?
Was your bay like really hot?
No.
Mine was so hot.
She's hot all the time, don't listen to her.
Okay.
Literally, she'll be like,
12 degrees outside. I'm like, I'm sweating.
she's like, why are we wearing all these clothes? It's so hot. And I have chill bumps, but I am always cold. Your locker, make sure you keep it locked. So for us, I know that some people got their phones taken away at reception because they were posting pictures like in their uniform and stuff already, and you're obviously not supposed to do that. We got to keep our phones the whole week. We turned them in right before right before we left to go to actual basic. So we got really lucky with that, I think. You may or may not have your phone. Regardless, you're going to get it back once you get to basic to call your family and let them know that you made it there and give them your address.
You
and all
only
that
get
good
30
stuff.
seconds. Or whatever the time hack was. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy, but I just suggest just snapping a picture of the address that they give you and texting it, and then you can still call and just be like, hey, I want to let you know I made it. I sent you a text of the address. That way you're not trying to like get these numbers out. And I know people were like panicking, people were crying, and they couldn't say like what they wanted, like they couldn't get the address out, and then whoever they're on the phone with is like, what? Like, what's the numbers again? So, and then you might have to hang up. So just send a text if you can. That's the easiest way to do it. Make sure your locker's locked at all times, especially if your cell phone's in there, because they can take it. Anybody, like, people steal. Like, it sucks. You're in the military. You're supposed to have integrity. People don't. They do not have integrity.
We'll take
like,
whatever.
I
I lost a whole entire duffel bag, okay? I lost my dress blues, OCPs, PTs, everything.
Our drill sergeants always say you can trust your battle buddy with your life, but not with your stuff. So just keep your stuff secured, because they don't feel bad for you whenever your stuff gets stolen, because you're like, oh, well, like, if you're missing something, you're like, oh, it got stolen. Oh, well, it was your responsibility to keep it locked up. So just make sure that your locker's always locked and you don't even have to worry about that. Then I think like a couple days in, let's see, the next day, I'm like all over the place, but I know like the next day that we woke up from the first night we stayed, we went and got fitted and everything for our OCPs. You get in this big, like they ask you your weight and your uniform, and your weight and your like measurements and stuff. And you get in this big machine
Naked.
Yeah, with everyone else, but you get so comfortable being naked around everyone else, it doesn't even matter. But you get in this big machine and you have to like stand there with your arms and your legs apart, and this machine is supposed to measure you and all that stuff. It's complete BS. I don't think they look at it at all, because once you go in to get your actual OCPs, which is what we're wearing right now,
nothing fits, right?
they're just like, they look at you, and it's civilians, and they just give you whatever size they think. They don't care if it's too big, they don't care if it's too small, which it's never too small, it's always too big.
They don't want you to have a figure at all.
Yeah, they literally look at you. But they did, for me, they asked me my weight, and I lied by like 10 pounds because I knew that they were already going to give me something too big. So mine are still big, but they're not nearly as big as, like, Myers are huge.
How many inches?
So, I definitely suggest lying. Like, one girl lied by like 20 pounds, but guess what?
I have a
Her
46-inch belt.
her OCPs fit her. So just lie about your weight, because the paper that they actually do the measurements on, they don't look at that. So it's really just a waste of time going through that whole process.
Don't question them, because one of my friends did, and she got yelled at. She was like, I've been doing this job for 20 years. I don't know who you think you are.
Yeah, they get really defensive. Your boots, same thing. They're probably going to be the wrong size. Tell them, because the boots is one thing. Like, it's not like uniforms you can just go with, being too big or too small. Boots, you're going to have blisters. You do so much rocking, you do so much marching and basic training, and if you don't have the right size boots,
They say you want them a little snug. That's a lie. You want them a little loose.
yeah, like mine are a little loose, and I never got blisters.
Same.
So definitely, like, don't be scared to speak up about your boots, because at the end of the day, you're having to wear them, not them, and you do not want blisters at basic training. So I forgot that whenever we got there, I said that the first thing we did was go get our PT uniforms, but before that, we had to dump all of our stuff out. So your personal bag, which generally everyone just had a book sack, and they make you dump everything on the floor, and they look through everything, and they're like, okay, if you have this, go throw it away. If you have this, go throw it away. Like,
can't have tweezers. You can't have
combs. If you have a comb, the combs with the pick at the end, they'll make you either throw it away or break off the end. Like, that's what I have a comb, and I literally had to break off the end of it because it was sharp. It could be a weapon.
The nail clippers can't have the little file that flips out. It's crazy.
Yeah. Your hair, whenever you're going there to reception.
This is what you want.
This is what you want, but it's easier if you just have it in a low bun at least.
Make yourself not be seen, and it will be easy for you.
You do not want people to know your name. Like, that's the worst. So yeah, just have your hair in a low bun. Don't come with it down. Don't come with it in a ponytail. Do not come with makeup on your face. Don't come with nails. We had girls that had fake eyelashes on, fake nails. This one girl, I'm not even kidding, going to basic training, had on fake toenails. What is wrong with people?
Like, that's just a big no.
About reception.
This is Johnson and Ford.
Where were we?
Oh, wait till they
fake
leave.
toenails.
Yeah, this girl legit had fake toenails. They're gonna make you take all of that. Don't come. Your eyelashes, especially, like, I know if you get eyelash extensions and you have to take those out yourself, you're pulling out your real eyelashes. Like, I know they need to fall out or you need to get them removed. So don't do that to yourself. Just come bare minimal. Like, don't stand out.
Just show up ugly.
Have help, but not too much. And I'm assuming that that's going back to, like, again, you don't want to stand out. You don't want to volunteer for everything. Help out, like, if they specifically call on you or ask you to do something, obviously do that, but do not just, like, always, like, me, like, don't volunteer for everything. You're just putting yourself out there, and don't be a brown nose, because it comes back to bite you, and it's not a fun time.
And
and
when
like,
you volunteer, it's not always a good thing.
it might seem like you're about to do something, like, oh, I'm about to get out of something, but then really you could be doing something 10 times worse. Like, for basic, like, this isn't to do with reception, but at basic, for some reason, they were always, like, I had to be PG, I had to be God Home Bearer, I had to be Bay Boss. I didn't volunteer for any of it, like, none. So if you could just get stuck doing stuff like that, it happens, and it sucks, because it's just extra responsibility that you don't get a reward for. You don't get
promoted.
And especially, like, going into basic, I was already a PFC, so I can't get promoted at basic. I can't get promoted at AIT, so anything that I do is just extra.
Black Bulls, first and second squad of Dallas.
As always.
1445.
To follow up on that, Also, be a good battle buddy, but don't help everyone else out too much. Like, you need to be worried about yourself. Like, there's a lot going on. It's a new environment. You don't know anything. Like, you're literally just worry about yourself. Obviously, still help people out. Chow, the food at reception, is better than what it is at basic. At least for us, it was. Eat as fast as you can, because if not, they're going to be yelling at you to finish. And also, oh yeah, easy foods. Don't like that sounds silly.
I need to butter my biscuit and put some jelly
Yeah,
on it.
but
No,
like
you don't.
if
Like,
you see something that you know you're gonna have to cut up to eat or something like that, just get something that you can throw in your mouth.
literally get something with a spoon, you eat like this.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's on this list actually. You just get a spoon because a fork, like you can eat anything with a spoon. Like it's just so much faster. They have coffee at reception. They do. Don't drink it. You are not, what do they say? You're not authorized to drink coffee.
You don't need caffeine. You don't need anything with a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
Like if you're filling your plate up with a lot of, the drill sergeant is going to come after you.
We had someone, I got coffee at reception, and this girl that was sitting right next to me got coffee, and I guess they didn't realize that I had it, so they didn't say anything to me, but they were screaming at her, like, you're not authorized coffee. Stay away from coffee. That's all I got to say.
Try to detox off of caffeine and sugar before you even come, because other people were like having headaches and stuff, but I already did that before I left, and it helped me so much.
Sometime within that week that you're there, you're going to get all your shots.
Oh.
And depending on what shots you already have, you could get up to like 10 shots. I think I had to get 6.
Take your immunization records. If you get them done at Walmart or wherever, get a printout from your pharmacy or your health department or whatever, and take them with you and put them in a document folder, because it saves you literally like 15 shots.
Yeah, I still have mine. I brought mine with me, and I still had to get, like, I was enrolled in college, and to be enrolled in college, you have to have, you have to be pretty much up to date on everything, and I still had to get a lot of shots.
I had to get like 6, I think, and I gave all my records. Everyone else was like, had blood like streaming down their arm.
Yeah, and you're gonna have bruises. Your arms are gonna be really sore.
You're gonna be tired.
Yeah,
you might get an upper respiratory infection.
So I suggest just getting as many shots as you can while you're at home. Plenty of time before you actually go to basic. That way your arms aren't sore whenever you get there, because whenever you arrive at basic, that's gonna be another video. But
and you cannot refuse. Just don't even try.
Oh yeah, and they don't tell you what you're getting either. Like they gave us this pill, right? So we're in this big auditorium, and it's, I don't know, 200 people, and they're giving us these pills, and they're like, you can't touch it. Like, I don't know, I don't remember what it is.
You can't touch it, and you can't chew it.
Yeah, they're like, if you touch it, you're gonna get blisters.
Say what?
You're gonna get blisters inside your mouth. Like, they were making a huge deal. You couldn't touch it, but I'm thinking, okay, you don't want me to touch this pill. You don't want me to hold it in my mouth. You don't want me to chew it, but you want it to be in my body, like in my system.
Pill. If you have trouble swallowing pills, I suggest you get good at it, because what's that lady's name?
Slingshot.
Oh, the
Slingshot.
slingshotter. Yeah, so y'all will probably meet this lady, and if you can't swallow pills well, she will make you sit in this chair, like back like this with your mouth open, and we're like, what are they? Yeah, we're like, slingshot. Like, how's this lady gonna help you take pills? This
throws it down your esophagus.
yeah, this girl literally takes the pill and she's like throws it in your throat, and you're like, and like making people swallow it. But they had this one girl who touched the pill, and they were like, oh my god, she touched the pill. What is that movie? Monsters Inc. You know how Mike has a sock stuck on him, and it's like whole decontamination, like they freak
2319! We have a 2319!
out. That's how they are about the pill. They like took this girl in the back. I don't know what they did to her, but it was yeah, I never saw her either, so who knows. But the PX, they're gonna bring you to the PX while you're at reception, and they're going to make you buy all this stuff. Sure that you are bringing like the very, very minimal of things. I suggest just as least as possible. If you're like already have it or whatever, it doesn't matter. You have to buy it. Like they're gonna make you buy it, which they give you an Eagle Cash card. So what it is just it's
a cash advance.
It's an
from your
advancement.
paycheck.
So they take, I think, $350, and they put it on this card, and they give it to you, and you have that to spend at reception and all throughout basic. And
don't buy extra.
Yeah, don't buy anything extra. Definitely do not spend. I mean, don't buy anything extra. Like, don't. You're gonna have to carry it. They're gonna be like, it's your stuff. You brought it. You carry
and
it.
You literally go to the PX once you get to basic training. Like I think a couple days after.
So don't buy anything extra. Even though I don't think they even let us buy anything extra.
Don't buy like huge shampoos and conditioners, because that's heavy.
Yeah, just don't. You'll see why. Just don't. The shoes, the tennis shoes that they issue you, are trash.
Don't try to sneak in insoles or
I
arch
did.
support.
I did, and I didn't get caught.
They my world up.
Language. So yeah, I snuck in inserts, and how I did it was the shoes that I wore to basic, the civilian shoes that I just wore, tennis shoes, I already had them in there. So whenever they did the bag search, they're not gonna make you take off your shoes. So I just had them in those shoes, and that way whenever I got the shoes that they issued me and I had to put my civilian shoes away, I just took them out of my civilian shoes and I put them in my new shoes, and it helped a lot, but the shoes still really sucked. And so they have these machines. I don't know if you saw them, but they're like in the corner at like where you get your shoes, right? Which is it's in the inside of the PX that you go to. It's just a separate little room, and they have these machines, and what you're supposed to do is step on the machines, and it's supposed to measure your foot and tell you if you need the stability or the mobility type of tennis shoe. Well, they didn't have the machines on, so I don't know if they were just being lazy and they didn't want to go through and make everyone step on the machines, and they just wanted to get us in and out. So we didn't use the machines. What we did, how a drill sergeant is qualified to tell you what type of shoe you need, I do not know, but they literally made us take off our shoes. So we're in our socks. No, we had to take off our socks too. We're in our just barefoot and like in a big line. And he went through and just was like, stick out your left foot, and like looked at our foot and was like, okay, you need this kind, you need this kind. And I got I don't remember which ones I got, but I got the opposite of what I needed, because I tried on my Battle Buddies and hers fits so much better on me. Like, I don't have an arch at all, and they gave me the ones for people with high arches, and I have a really flat foot. So, and I had to wear those for 12 weeks, so that sucked. But there's nothing you can really do about it, I guess. At most, you can, once they hand them to you, you can just say that you need a different size, and then, because what they were doing with that, like, people would say I need a different size, and there's so many people and it's so crowded that they're like, okay, what kind? And you tell them, and they'll hand it to you, and then you can just kind of be sly and stick the other shoes back on the counter. So if you need the opposite shoes, you can try. I mean, it's worth a shot. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. Dog tags, wear them with you wherever you go, like, whether you're in this uniform or you're in your PTs, have them with you, because they will ask you for them. If for some reason you don't have your ID on you, the dog tags can be used as the same thing pretty much, because they have a number on them. It's a DOD ID number. It's pretty much just like how you're identified. And try to make sure that you have those, because for some reason some people didn't get issued dog tags at at reception. I know her and one other girl that was in my platoon, she didn't get her dog tags, and this is the same girl, which this is a story for another time, but one of the grenades blew up. It's like the, what are they called? Like the dummy grenades? Yeah, like grenade. She would be the one to have that, and she didn't have her dog tags. And it's just a big deal. It's, if something happens and they need to identify you and they need your blood type, all that's on your dog tags. Make sure you have it. Do whatever you can. Keep bugging the drill sergeants at reception to get your dog tags if for whatever reason you don't get them issued, because if not, you will go all throughout basic without your dog tags.
And then you get yelled at.
Yeah.
So take your birth control with you. Holy moly.
Yeah, take your birth control with you for sure if you need to, have that.
If you need 4 months worth, take 4 months worth.
Yeah. If you have any type of medicine that is prescribed to you, you have to have your prescription signed by your doctor with your name on it for you to get it refilled at basic. So make sure you have that for sure. On here, label everything. Everything that you, like, whatever you decide to pack that you bring with you, put your name on it. Like, the smallest of things. Literally, I put my name on my toothpaste.
With a black Sharpie.
Yeah, with a black Sharpie, something that's not going to rub off. Because, 1, people's stuff gets mixed up. And then, 2, it might end up in the lost and found. And no one's going to take your stuff in the lost and found if your name's on it. And then 3, like we said earlier, people steal all the time. So, if you have your name on it, our company didn't really do this because our drill sergeants were kind of like, okay, well, if your stuff was unsecure, you left it here, then it's your fault. But I know other companies, like I think their company, if something was missing, they would make everyone bring all of their stuff downstairs and dump it and find whoever stole it. So if your name's on it, then that's going to help you out a lot. Your camelback, I have one here. Okay, I'm just going to say don't break it, because if you break it at basic, then you kind of have to go through basic without one. So like mine is currently broken, but they gave us new ones here at AIT. They gave us the opportunity to go switch ours out, and we didn't have to pay for them or anything. So a lot of people's bladders broke. Like my friend, hers broke at the anvil, which there's again another video, but there's 3 field training exercises that you have to do, and the anvil is the middle one, and it's only like halfway through basic. So the one that they issue you at reception, just make sure you keep, because at the anvil, my friend's broke and she had to go through the forge and everything without one, so I was literally having to, where is my camelback? Which mine's broken now, but I was literally having to take mine because she didn't have any water and they couldn't find her a new bladder, and I was literally opening it and pouring it in her mouth. Like, that's, just make sure you try to guard this with your life. Like, it's an essential.
And don't like write on it super big, but if you're gonna write on it, to make sure it's yours until you get it labeled, like put like a Sharpie dot or something.
Yeah, because they'll give you the tape to put on it. Like, we had different ones at reception, and these are the new ones that we got at AIT, and it just has your name and your company. But before that, just make sure you have something to identify, or make sure you know that it's yours, because if not, you're gonna get mixed up with someone else, and that's really disgusting. Fire guard, they do have fire guard at reception.
I did not. I only had 4 people in my base.
Yeah, she got really lucky. Some people, like the overflow, like they didn't have enough people in, or if they had if they had too many people in a bay, then they would put a couple of them like upstairs in a bay by themselves. I wish that was the case. For me, it was not. But yeah, so for fire guard for our first night, really sucks because what they did was people were still coming in, so not everyone got there at the same time. The majority of us did, but some people didn't. So like people who were coming in, they didn't have to do fire guard, and the first night they didn't write down who did fire guard. So it was really, really unorganized. So just know that whenever you get there, know you're gonna have to do fire guard, and go ahead and start making a list and make it in order. That way you know who did what, because you're gonna be there for a week with those people, and it's really gonna suck if you end up with fire guard every single night. The green blankets, back to those, like I said, they suck, but if you can, they give them out to you. Like your first night you're there, they like call 2 random people and they'll have them handing them out. If you can, get the dark green ones, because the light green ones are really, really rough. The dark green ones still suck, but not as much. They're a little bit softer, they're way more comfortable. Oh, dental, don't go in. So they go and they give you x-rays, just make sure nothing's seriously wrong. People are going in, at least with me, and they'll be like, I need my wisdom teeth out, and like they're saying this at reception before they even get to basic. Like, they're not gonna take your freaking wisdom teeth out at reception. That doesn't work like that. Wait till you get to AIT, see what your unit can do for you there, or just wait till you get to your actual unit after AIT. I'm pretty sure you can get an LOD, which is a line of duty. So
you don't actually get benefits until you graduate.
Yeah. So say unless it's like an emergency, obviously they're going to take care of you if it's an emergency. But if you just go in there saying that you need your wisdom teeth out, they're not going to do it. So, and you look kind of dumb, like the people who were doing that were like, really, like, we just got here. The sports bras that they issue you at reception
are tiny.
They're so small. So whenever I went in, and this is whenever they bring you to the PX at reception to get all your stuff. Whenever I went in, they were out of mediums. So I was like, okay, I'm usually a medium, but I was like, I fit in some smalls. So I was like, I'll just get the small. So I got, I think, 2 or 3 smalls, and then I like got back to the bay to change. And whenever I tell you these things were cutting off my circulation, and they're so uncomfortable. They're Champion sports bras, and usually that's not like I have Champion sports bras at home and they're fine, but this kind is terrible. So then the next day they went back and they made me, I was just gonna get one because I was like, I'm just gonna see it is. They made me buy 3 and the mediums, and they still like they fit my chest area and everything, but they still were cutting off the circulations right here, like in my armpit. So I had like I think 3 in my personal bag, and they were all black. So if you need to bring your own, just make sure that they're all black or all white. I suggest
no
black.
Nike signs, no.
Yeah, just plain black.
Under Armour signs. If they're on there, try to take the paint off or Sharpie
or take a Sharpie, yeah. But yeah, bring your own, and not every company is gonna let you keep it, but luckily ours did, because I could have not went 10 weeks with this sports bra. Oh, so whenever you're leaving for reception, like whenever you're going to leave reception and you're packing all your stuff up, throw everything away. Like, everything that you pack, throw it away, because you're gonna get it at basic. Like, they bring you right to the PX. Like, any of the just any unnecessary things, like I threw away like the shampoos that I brought. I threw away like just little stuff like that. I threw everything away. I was like, I need my bags to be as light as possible, because I knew what was coming, and I knew they were going to shark attack us whenever we got there, and I knew I was going to have to carry everything. So just make your bag as light as possible. I threw away this, like, I threw
away so much underwear and clothes. Like,
I threw away my civilian clothes. Like, I had, I think, 2 shirts with me, a pair of leggings, and jeans, which is not necessary. You do not need that at all. You literally need what you're wearing, and that's it. But I wore jeans there with like just a t-shirt, and then I had packed a t-shirt and leggings, and I threw away my leggings, I threw away my shirt, and I went to go throw away my jeans, and some girl was like, oh, you know, because we went, our cycle for basic was a VBL cycle, which is a victory block leave. So we were in Christmas, and the Army is the only branch where they give you a 2-week leave. So you go home for 2 weeks for Christmas, and then you come back to basic. So we were the VBL cycle. So these girls, which, another thing, don't listen to anyone. No one knows anything. Like, everyone thinks they know everything. If you don't hear it from a drill sergeant, it's not true. So yeah, they're like, oh no, you have to leave for BBL in civilian clothes. You can't leave in your uniform, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, crap. Okay, well, then I have to keep my stuff. So I kept them, and we had to leave for BBL in our OCPs. We did not get to wear civilian clothes. So I just suggest bringing, you know, clothes that you don't really care about and throwing them out. And it seems silly because you're like, oh, I just have to carry it for a little bit.
It's the worst. Have to carry it for like 3 or 4 hours.
It's the worst day of your life. It's really bad. So,
over your head.
Yeah. So just throw as much as you can out. Literally, you want to go there with only what they made you buy at reception, and that's it. Glasses. So I wear some glasses only really to drive at night because I can't see. And if you know my record, my driving record, then you already know that. But yes, I wear glasses just to drive, and I don't even wear them all the time because I forget about them, honestly. So I knew that I was going, and I was not gonna, you know, try to get military prescribed glasses. You have to wear this stuff called iPro. So iPro, if you have glasses and you go there, you know, and ask them for glasses once you do the eye exam and all that, the iPro is what you wear to shoot in. So it's like these big goggles right here. So they come in this, and this is what they look like. And you wear these to shoot, but if you wear glasses, they make you wear these with inserts in them. And the inserts, yeah, you don't get normal glasses. You don't get like your military glasses until like the last 2 weeks of basic, and they're still really ugly, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, you literally walk around with these 24/7 with your inserts, and
they get scratched, and
people call you 6 eyes. But so if you don't absolutely need glasses, don't get them. Like, just don't. Let's see. Oh, this is kind of just like a funny. It's not like this girl. We're all standing. Yeah, we're all standing outside formation for chow, and we see this girl. She's like pacing, like walking fast in the cafeteria, and all of a sudden we hear like bang. And we're like, what was that? This girl, like, watch out for glass doors. Like, we shouldn't have to say this, but watch out for glass doors. This girl runs into the defect door, the glass door, and breaks it with her head. There's glass everywhere. She's got blood, and we're all like, damn. We're like, who was that? And then we ended up being with her at basic training, and she was like, yeah, that was me. And we're like, oh my gosh. And they were saying for a little bit, she told us that they were going to make her pay for it. So I don't think they ever took it out of her check or anything, but it's a possibility. So watch out for glass doors. I'm not going to tell you not to bring a Bible. I mean, if you want to bring a Bible, but I wouldn't, just because they give you free Bibles once you get there. They give you like the smaller Bibles
are a little heavy.
And they're a little heavy. So they give you the smaller Bibles at reception. They're handing them out like as you go into like I think like the first or second chow, and they don't weigh a lot, so that's nice. And then once you get to basic, if you go to the church service there, they give you bigger Bibles.
Oh, and you are allowed to wear necklaces with a cross. That's the only thing, but it can't be like huge. Like, it has to be small.
This is the Bible, at least the church service that I went to like the Protestant Christian, which is just like a normal Christian service, and they were giving these out. Okay, so this girl that I was with at reception, she had I had my double cartilage pierced, and it's obviously closed up now because we can't wear earrings. She had just gotten her cartilage pierced I think like a couple months prior to going to reception, and she didn't want to take it out, so she put a suture in her ear. Like, it was like a little white string. You could barely see it. It was like literally tied in her ear. And she got away with it at reception. And I was like, man, there's no way this girl's going to get all the way through basic with this thing in her ear and they're not going to say anything. I was like, I should have done that. Like, this is a good idea. So she ended up not being in my company at basic, so I didn't really see her. But I ended up seeing her one day. I don't remember where we at. I think we were like, I don't remember where we were, but I remember seeing her, and I was like, dude, did they take your suit? Like, did they make you take it out? And she's like, the first day. So don't do that. I don't know if, like, someone did it on the video, and that's where she got that idea from, or I don't know how she thought of that, but if that's an idea in your head, don't do it. Same for belly button rings, nipples.
People snitch.
Yeah, everyone, that's literally, everyone tells.
The only way you get caught is by people snitching.
Everyone tells on everything, so we're all changing for each other. People are going to see if you have nipple rings or if you have belly button rings. Just take them out. Like, so if you can, once you get to basic, or really while you're at reception, you start learning the Soldier's Creed and the Army song, know it beforehand. Like, if you can just you can look it up on YouTube, Google, whatever it is, would be really beneficial and helpful to you if you learn that before you actually get there. So I just wanted to make this about reception, just because I didn't, like I said, we didn't even know that reception was a thing. Like, I just thought you rolled up and you showed up at basic training and that was it. So just know that, expect that week, and that week also doesn't count in your 10 weeks of basic training. So really, it's like 11 weeks. And that's all I have. So until next time, bye guys.
Bye.